Happy Monday, everybody. Do you know what? I was sitting here for a couple of minutes thinking, I get so tense before this starts. It's mad. Hope everyone's well. It's Monday. It's 6 p.m. It's the Monday snack. Got a great show today with a very special guest. They're all special, but today's just as special as the others. Very special guest, the wonderful Adam Goldsmith. And I'm going to dive straight in because we were chatting for absolutely ages. And just like last time, I struggled to edit the whole thing down. So enjoy. This is going to be great. Hopefully enjoy it. Here we go. So today I have with me the amazing, unbelievably incredible Adam Goldsmith. And I say this quite often, but he is actually guitarist to the stars. Guitarist to the stars. I'm going to throw a bit of CV stuff at you. So I mean, whether it's live gigs, whether it's studio work, whether it's theatre, TV broadcasts, whether it's academia, whether it's film scores, whether it's, contributing to print in magazines. This is you, right? Yeah? You recognise yourself here, Adam,
I think
right?
so, yeah. This guy's turning up in a minute, whoever he is.
There you go. You name it, Adam's doing it, right? I'm going to throw some stuff your way. He's worked with people like Robbie Williams, Beverly Knight, Anastasia, Seal, Gloria Estefan, Little Mix. He's played guitar on film scores for things like Bridget Jones's Baby, Paddington 2, Fantastic Beasts franchise, Les Mis. He does theatre. He's in the pit for Beautiful, Billy Elliot, Wicked, Hairspray. TV shows, Voice, Pop Idol, Royal Variety performances, live at the London Palladium, Strictly, bit of that, BBC Symphony Orchestra, Royal Philharmonic, the BBC Concert Orchestra, loads. Basically, you get the idea, right? I've just, waffled away about all the things he does. It's pretty incredible. So, what's interesting about Adam, right, is my first two guests so far have been long time friends. I've known them for decades. Adam, we only met in 2017, right?
Yeah.
We met in 2017 working on the Nightly Show, which was going to be, we were hoping it was going to be like a proper, Tonight Show, runs for decades, But that's where I first met Adam. That sort of scenario for me was a bit unusual, but being the consummate professional that he is, it's totally his element. He just slotted right in. I found that, Adam, right? And good morning, by the way. I should say good evening, but we're speaking more. Good morning.
Good morning.
I should say I found that initially a bit stressful. With that whole. Even though it's recorded as live and it kind of goes out a couple of hours after we recorded it, we're still sort of doing it like the real thing.
Yeah.
And the thing that I found really weird, getting used to, was that whole thing of walking in at 1 o'clock for the rehearsals and not knowing what you're going to be playing. And sort of sitting on the stage, and Steve Sidwell, MD, just goes, right, go to the Dropbox, pull up the chart, this is what we're doing. And within a few seconds, you've got to count it off and play. Right now, it was weird that it took about a day for me to feel comfortable. But that's an environment you're used to, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of exposure. I mean, you say that it took you a day to get used to it. I bet that most people would think that a day is not a very long time to get. You know what I mean? So, it's just if you do anything enough, you get better at it, don't you?
Yeah. We're in the midst of COVID, right? We're in the midst of COVID, and this is going to be one of my long sort of preambles, but you'll get the point in a bit. So It's weird because I've always said to people that you can't let the gig you're on or the circles you move in define you as a musician. Just because I might be playing at, I don't know, the O2 Arena 3 nights in a row with an artist, that doesn't make me a better musician than the guy that's playing at the Dog and Duck down the road.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Environment, right?
Yeah.
What's been weird about COVID, right, is it sort of brought home to me how much being a musician is actually part of my being. Just picking up an instrument and playing with other people on a regular basis
100%
is a massive part of who I've realized now. It's a massive part of who I am and what I do. I've found the drumming community generally to be a very supportive, very inclusive, very generous kind of environment, and even the wider music scene. And this is my point. So I guess the point about meeting you, right? So we hadn't met before. We spent it was 2 weeks in the end, wasn't it? We did 2 weeks on this show.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And then I was recording the last bits of my first album, and Mark James usually played guitar on most of that record. He couldn't do this track for me, and so I thought, oh man, Adam was amazing. Let me call Adam up. And I was like, so Adam, do you reckon you could play on the track for me? And you went, and I went, oh, I can manage to rustle up, if you could for you. And oh, don't be silly. Oh, I'll just come over, it'll be fine. Now, to me, it's weird. It's weird because A, it's not weird, but B, it's weird because we just met, right? And I don't know whether you just kind of, you thought, he's a nice guy, I'll play on his track for him, or whether it's just part of your mentality. So my question is, what are your thoughts on this whole musical community thing, especially in light of COVID? Because we've got to support each other, even if it's just calling people up. So the thoughts in terms of musical community in that respect.
Yeah.
And also, I remember you actually said at the time, you go, no, I'm not taking your money. I'm going to pay it forward. So I want you to tell me how you've been helped, how you've been supported. So that's kind of a two-part question. So I've rambled. Dive on it.
Okay. I mean, so the way I would look at that is that I don't want your personal money. You're like a jobbing musician, the same as me. You know what I mean? I'm very happy, to take money off record companies and film companies and whoever, because you've got to have a job, haven't you? And so things like that, like institutions, But if somebody is like a fellow musician and we work in give or take the same kind of environment, I don't, I don't know. I don't feel that charging you really is something I want to do. Really, I don't want your money. You know what I mean? Right. You've got kids and a mortgage and all the same stuff that I've got. So that's
I'm assuming, right? And this isn't to be elitist, right? But I'm assuming that principle, applies to people who are making music you're into.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it applies to people that I know and work with.
Right. Okay. So matey bloke, you bump into, having a coffee. Adam, I saw you on telly. Could you play my whole album? Definitely, I'll pay it forward.
No, 100% not. No, that's all. It's just like people that I know and that I work with, and it's like self-funded things. I tell you, I did a little album before then, a few years. Yeah, so I did it a few years ago, and it was purely for me, and and I know what it's like. It's quite expensive, and people didn't charge me. My friends that I asked to play on the album. Well, I did. I offered to pay everybody because you do, and I didn't really. I got I did pay some aspects of it, obviously, because there were some people that we're friends, but not sort of best mates. But the people that I'm close to,
exactly.
No, they didn't. No. Everyone just said no. They just do it. And also we were all working loads at the time as well. It wasn't like COVID where everyone, obviously a bit more concerned about finances than we were then. So I just don't feel the need and to take your money.
Yeah, I mean,
basically,
because what was interesting about that, because even around this time, COVID, during this COVID period, I've done a few things, and we're all trying. I don't know about you, but I get the impression we're all trying to stay creative. We're all trying to stay productive. Yeah. And in this time, I'd kind of understand it, and I'm not going to labour the point, but it was a really big deal for me, right? Because I'd heard of you, I your reputation preceded you. I know the kind of stuff you do, and for you to agree to play on my stuff when we'd literally just met, was a massive, on my part, I was like, man alive, that's a massive honour. The man wants to play, the man played on my stuff.
That's really kind of you. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that you're happy. You know,
mate.
It's you know, that's great.
No, that's really cool. But it's interesting that it didn't take something like COVID, where I think we have to be more intentionally generous in terms of looking out.
Yeah.
To me, I think looking out for each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a time when, like you're saying, things were fine. It was all good. You had no reason to play my stuff. You just met me, dodgy drummer bloke. You know, so that was a big deal for me. That was definitely a big deal.
That's great. And, I didn't know that. That's really
big time. Yeah. So, yeah, Adam, extremely generous, very, very, very cool guy. He was really trying to play it down, but it was a big deal. It was really seriously a big deal for me that he played on my stuff. Right, before I move on, quick hello to everybody. So to Maxine, and I have to say a big shout out to Mrs. S. I've been getting grief because I haven't been giving Mrs. S a shout out. Mrs. S is in the house. Okay, hopefully I'm not in the doghouse today. Right, Paul Williams, great to see you. Stefan, who else we got? Keith, great to see you, Keith. Fish, Don of Dons, Antlaw, wonderful, and the man himself, Adam Goldsmith, is in the house. Cool. Oh, Sandra, great to see you as well. Who else we got? And Paul, great, wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to move on. So in the next section, right, we got chatting about performance nerves, coping with pressure, and the first little bit of this clip, right, I'm going to play you, is a bit of a sneak peek, one of the tracks from my new album, which Adam played on. So it's a little clip from the recording session. Here we go. The changes over the B1 sus to the F7 sharp 5.
Yeah.
Do you want to work that a bit?
You're not feeling it.
It just feels like it doesn't feel as grounded in terms of the way you're playing over those changes at that point.
I mean, you want me to, okay, cool. Because that.
Go again. This might be me being picky.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll give it another go.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
That was alright.
That's so happening. I'm totally loving it.
You want one more?
Okay. You want to do one more?
Just for a laugh, yeah. I'm sort of getting comfortable with it. Although that one that we marked, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
The third
but
one.
yeah, let me just do one more,
okay.
Just in case. I'm sort of getting my head around it now.
Cool. There you go.
Oh, sorry, I've lost the one. I got lost, but I hadn't even played a beat yet. That's good, yeah.
There you go. Sorry, I had to keep that bit in. It's really, really funny. So, you know what's interesting? I wanted to play the preamble. Because what I love about having people over, right, is that that discussion. It's not just like in, head down, play out. It's this whole kind of, you know, you do so many sessions. You probably can see what I'm alluding to. But I remember we've already spoken about being in high pressure situations, right? And I remember you saying to me once that depping on a West End show is like one of the hardest things to do, right?
Yeah.
And because before the world changed, 6 months ago or 9 months ago, whenever it was, I'd started depping on the Tina Turner thing. Walking in, it was really weird because I'm used to this touring 6 weeks rehearsal, get it tight, get it down, walk in, you're on autopilot, it's all cool. But I remember that first show, you don't get to rehearse, you walk in and then, all the lights go on and then the lights go off and it's like, it's showtime and baton goes down and you got to play. And I remember that feeling of abject terror, like serious terror. Yeah. Even though, I've had the pad at home, I've gone through the parts, I've played it, learned the track, you've done the whole thing, you know what you're doing, you know the pad, it's cool. But there's that sense. Do you get that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. I think also the thing is with West End shows, they're unique in as much as it's, you don't even get a sound check. So your mix is not even, you can get 2 bars in and think, I can only hear the second clarinet or something. Oh, thanks a lot. So it's such a roast, and also everyone else in the band. So if you go and do a session or if you're in a band, everyone's in the same situation as you. They're all as new or as usually or as not new as you. But if you're doing a West End show, everyone else is bored, basically. So they're all there every night going, did I leave the gas on? I wonder if I can check Facebook in 8 bars rest. So they're all bored and they're looking at you. They're going, oh, so especially if you're supposed to be good, right? Say if you go deaf on a West End show, like if
there's expectation. There's expectation.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, we got Andrew Small on drums. Yeah, he's done all this. He's supposed to be brilliant. And you play 1/8 note wrong. They'll be like, I thought he was supposed to be good. Because they're bored, it's the biggest roast ever. To be honest, I don't. It's not for me. It's too much. I tell you what, I've noticed. I don't know about you, but have you taken your blood pressure during COVID?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, so mine was always on the high side. It wasn't like high, but it was like 140 or somewhere where it's not quite supposed to be. Because every situation I was in studios, it was like this.
Right.
It's like sight reading or live TV or something like that. Mine is now 120. It's gone down 20 points.
Really?
I've done nothing to do that. Just the adrenaline and the stress and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah, because I basically just walking the dog and writing library music. It's terrifying. Yeah, 100%. But I think the point about nerves is what they make you do. It's not like everyone gets them. I don't think that there is a musician alive, certainly not a good one, who doesn't get some adrenaline and some nerves before a performance, But it's what they make you do. Mine, through an accident of whatever, make me focus. So I'm like that at the music, and I focus on the reading, and I can quite good at excluding other stuff. So I don't think that I am the best musician in the world, or by any.
Oh, you can say that, man.
No, I don't. But I'm gonna.
Qualify. Right. Okay, Karen.
I'm going to qualify. But what I am good at is concentrating under. If I've got a camera pointing at me and I know that there's 5. I'm doing it tomorrow. I got in lockdown. Actually, I got a TV show with Beverly Knight, and we're playing one track. But I know I have confidence in that if I know that there are 5 million people or however many people, it's children in need. So there's a lot of people watch that the nerves will make me concentrate and I will get better, not worse. If I don't concentrate and I'm just playing in a pub, I can make all sorts of mistakes. But I generally, touch wood, don't make mistakes when people press record.
We'll be watching. We'll be watching now.
Great. I might live to regret saying that, might I?
You know what? I forgot to watch it. I've got to catch it on iPlayer just to make sure this whole nerves thing was actually fact. George, great to see you. So this next bit of the chat right? This next bit of the chat, we were talking about Adam's ability to create a really, really cool sound in the studio. And so this was another sneak peek from my new record. But when we actually did the session, I think it was another one of those ones where I just hadn't got around to writing it until the last possible moment. So I forgot to turn the cameras on when Adam was here recording it. So I sent him a bit of the track of the weekend and got him to throw a solo down, just to give an idea of what's going to be on the actual thing once it's actually done. So check this out. What always has blown me away about you when we did the TV stuff as well is sound. Your sound is always just huge, thick, always the right. It's always in that right spot for whatever we're playing. There was that whole there was that big Spanish guitar cadenza thing you did on Anastasia thing.
Yeah.
Man, it sounded absolutely incredible. So
there was a I think, was it a hired guitar? I don't know. It wasn't even my guitar. I don't remember. Maybe I'd taken one. Oh no, because it was a truck, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we were on a truck. So it was my guitar. Yeah.
So your sound is always just absolutely massive. Always really, really cool. And when you come here, I notice on that bluesy tune that I just played the clip of, I remember going, I want it to be kind of Schofield-esque. You just went, dial, bam, 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 and straight away, sound was there. How long did it take to, I guess it's habit, loads of sessions, but it's almost very, very instinctive, the speed of which you dial in the sound, and it's the sound.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, like, for example, the thing that I use, without sort of going on about technical stuff, the thing, the DI units, like that was a Helix that I'd used at yours. I've got a Kemper as well, which actually I think I sort of prefer these days. But you can get a good sound, but I don't think they're really the same as having an amp and having the thing in a room. But then the logistics of recording these days is most people have a studio. Not most people, but a lot of studios that I go to are studios like yours,
right?
Which actually I prefer in a way, because so you don't have like you're not always walking into Abbey Road. You know what I mean? They're like, a lot of the time they're smaller spaces, and you might be in the control room. Including my place here is it's just one room, But unlike most people, often you are walking into Abbey Road. Well, it does happen sometimes. Yeah,
quite often. You are walking into Abbey Road, mate. Seriously,
it does happen.
I just want to give the folks a sense of the scale of the person I have with me today. That's what I'm just trying to, I'm trying to, blow your trumpet if you won't.
Yeah, you're blowing it very well. I'm going to get a big head. So with sound, I think it's just exposure. I mean, I've just been listening to guitars since before I can remember. I've always loved the sound of rock guitars and things. And I mean, all guitar players, we love gear. Same as drummers, really. We all love our gear. So we're always buying new pedals and whatever, new guitars.
I think guitarists are worse than drummers.
I think you might be right. Yeah,
guitarists are worse than drummers. Adam Bourne, I'm talking to you as well.
I've never met Adam. I think we're friends on social media.
Oh
I
my
don't think we've
goodness,
met.
that man in gear. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. If any of you guys ever get the chance to meet Adam Bourne, that guy, every single rehearsal, there's something else. I literally cannot keep up. Every new bit of what, unbelievable. Anyway, bit of fun now. We are jumping through to our usual slot, the impossible choice quiz. Bit of fun here. I call it the impossible choice quiz, right? Need instinctive answers, right? No hesitation. You good?
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Right. Guitarist, Jimi Hendrix or Jeff Beck?
Hendrix.
Good. Guitars, Fender Strat, Gibson Les Paul.
Oh, Les Paul.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No hesitation, right? Okay.
Yeah. The previous one, Hendrix or Jeff Beck one, that was tricky.
Okay. Amps. Is it a Marshall or a Fender Twin?
Fender Twin, but with a distortion pedal.
No qualifications allowed, I'm afraid.
Okay, Fender. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know you're a bit of a rocker. So bands, is it AC/DC or Def Leppard?
Ooh.
Come on.
Probably AC/DC.
Don't want to have to rush you.
Oh,
Don't have to rush you.
That was hard, man. Yeah.
Okay. You've already answered this question earlier in our chat. Processors, is it the Helix or the Kemper?
Now it's the Kemper, I'm afraid.
Now it's the Kemper. You had the Helix when we were here before.
I know.
Yeah, cool. All good.
Yeah.
Last one. Guitarist again. John Scofield or Mike Stone? Rushing you.
Schofield.
Ah.
Oh, these questions are impossible. Oh, you did call say it's the impossible quiz.
It's achieved.
That's really hard.
It's achieved its aim. It's
yeah.
So you recently, I saw a post, right? You recently got your big bike license, right?
Well, I've passed the hard bit. I've just got to do the road bit, but I passed the bit which is difficult. Yeah.
Because did I? I don't know if you saw my post. I wrote to you about my first road test.
What did you say?
Basically, my first. I didn't want to jinx you, man. My first road test. Did you do the 5 day thing? The 5 day?
No, you can't do it. It's completely impossible in coronavirus. It's so hard.
Oh, right. So
it's taken me months.
Right. So I did the 5 day thing, right?
Yeah.
So the 5 day thing, blazing sunshine, height of summer, it's beautiful. Yeah. Everything's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Have the test. It's raining. Test is raining. So
yeah.
Emergency stop. Same thing you said. Emergency stop.
Back wheel.
No, not back wheel. Front wheel goes out. I come off, sliding on the road.
No.
Oh yeah. The full thing. And the guys on the radio. I think I don't need to tell you that you haven't passed.
Oh, that's gutting.
So basically, in celebration of you passing, right, I was going to actually do all of the quizzes wearing my crash helmet. But Mrs. S said, "Don't be so stupid."
I think it's quite funny.
Exactly. I thought it was going to be funny. She goes, "Don't be so stupid. You're going to look like a loony tune." But
Mrs. S is sensible, though, isn't she?
Mrs. S is sensible. I was banned.
Like Mrs. G, she's sensible as well.
Yeah, I was banned. Yeah. So there you go. There you go.
Oh, that's a shame.
Okay. Well, there's one more pop mistake. You did very well there. Yeah, Mrs. S. She put her foot down. I was actually going to go rogue tonight and actually wear the crash helmet. And then I thought, I'd be getting in so much trouble. I chickened out. Yeah, cool. Anyway, this next slot, this next bit of the chat, this was all about Adam's got a real affinity for recording, that whole concentration thing. So we had a really good chat about that. Check this out. I remember when I came over to record that track on the first record, I remember you opened the door and you said to me, "Andrew, this is tricky." You hold up the chart.
Your music's really hard.
You held up the chart and you went, "This is quite tricky."
Yeah.
And it dawned on me because you're in session mode. you don't get the opportunity to sit back quite often and look at stuff in advance. You walk through a door and you get it plonked. So I assume that you would have got that morning, think, oh, Andrew's coming over to this session. I know you emailed it, but I'll download it and print it out. Yeah, cool. It'd be cool. And this is quite tricky, which is quite cool. Was real shame. I didn't get to record it, but what I'm going to do, just for the folks at home, right? Mm-hmm. This is a live version of what it ended up being. Hopefully this brings back memories. We can play this quickly. So I wanted to play that, right? So if hopefully it would sort of bring up some memories, because obviously you did those gigs with me at Ronnie's.
I did. That was Ant Law on that.
Yeah, that's Ant. Yeah,
he's great. Yeah.
So obviously you got to play this stuff, a lot of this stuff again, and some stuff you hadn't played before at Ronnie's, right?
Yeah.
So what really impressed me when I came round and you were waving the manuscript, going, "Oh, this is really," you stick it up, man. You just like bam off, and you're off. It's very, very impressive.
You got to do something with your life, haven't you? You know what I mean? I haven't done anything else. If I'm not any good at it by now, then I should really do something else. You know. So yeah, it's nice of you to say, but yeah. I mean, it's like anything you do for long enough. You know, it's impressive if you meet somebody who's a doctor or a lawyer or something. Like, you know, that's impressive, isn't it? But they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So we went on to have a really cool chat after Steve Turner's hysterical family life stuff last week. We went to have a really cool chat about the whole work-life balance kind of stuff. Let's see what Adam had to say. Right. So last question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last chat, because Steve Turner did a great section on this. You're a busy man, right?
Was.
You're a busy man.
Yeah.
So what does your work-life balance look like?
Well,
you got kids. How do you work?
Well, now, I mean, what you mean since coronavirus or before? Or
I'd say before, because we're hopeful, right? So we're hopefully we're near vaccine. We're near.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. It's actually before it was just totally in favour of work. I just worked all the time, but I don't know if I'm any less happy now. I'm looked after the kids. So my wife's a doctor, so obviously during COVID she's been at work a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. And I've been looking after kids. I've been in the studio writing. I've done a lot of library music, and you know, some few online sessions and bits and pieces. But I don't know if I'm any less happy on a day-to-day basis now than when I was working, you know, driving up and down the country and, you know, doing whatever, just working all the time. Weirdly, I think that I actually appreciate music more now, you know. Right. So my work-life balance now is very much in favor of life at the moment. And actually, I feel pretty good about that, actually. I don't know if I want to go back to what I was doing before. You know, I think I might be more picky about work. Right. And I'm not the first musician. I've spoken to a couple of people who feel like that. You know, I think that there are certain bits of work that I won't be saying yes to anymore. There's I just didn't enjoy it, you know. It's like
Right.
And I'll, you know, try and focus on music a bit more and less on work, if you see what I mean.
Do you know what I enjoy?
Yeah.
What I really miss? I miss the fact that a lot of, it's probably, I guess it's similar for most musicians. A lot of what we do seems to be, our social life seems to be entwined with our work life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So you see people, you hang out, you know, you grab a drink, you have something to eat, you play some music, you have a chat, you get on a plane, you're in a remember that hotel in Marrakesh?
Oh, you know what? There's something, actually, I'm going to make a point about this, because you said something which I thought was very interesting. This is a pic, by the way. I'll just not something weird on my end. I remember you saying, because so just for the benefit of the viewers, we stayed in the most insane. Well, we just basically had a villa each, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was like our own. Everyone had their own private swimming pool. There was a separate jacuzzi. It was just. I've never seen anything like it before. They were like, what were they? They were like tens of thousands of pounds a night or something.
It was mad. It actually, it wasn't that bad, but it was a lot of money. Actually, it was a lot of money. Yeah. But it was ridiculous. Yeah, Karen.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. Yeah, I was just phoning all my family, going, look at this, like on FaceTime, you know, like. Anyway, so but I remember you saying, and it's interesting when you talk about like what you know, work-life balance and, you know, your sort of attitude towards work in general. I remember you saying, you sat in the back of the van, I remembered it quite clearly, and you were going, well, it's all very nice, but it's not my life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's quite easy to get sucked into existing in that kind of world, especially, I mean, with your kind of, and, you know, you've done a lot of touring with big bands and stuff, I guess that kind of thing. I bet it's quite easy to get involved in that and think that it is your life, but actually it's not. You know, like, you know, when I think coronavirus has really emphasized that kind of thing, you know, like that was work. You know, we might have been staying in a very nice place and you take it for what it is, you know. Like I remember I was away, it was very, not dissimilar. I was away with Gloria Estefan and we did some gigs a few years ago. And it was the same kind of thing. That, I mean, it wasn't like that, but it's the same kind of thing. You can very easily buy into,
yeah,
you know, but that's her life. That's Gloria Estefan's life. She's the rock star. You're just near it, you know, and you happen to be in it, and you happen to be on. Yeah, it's a very odd thing, and I think unless you've experienced that as from a sideman in a band, like you've done loads, and you know, it's a very odd thing being in that environment, but it's not actually your life.
You know what woke me up to that though? What woke me up was very early on. The first couple of pop gigs I did, what woke me up to that was I got home and I was still living at home with my parents by then. So I wasn't, you know, wasn't married yet. Yeah. No real responsibilities, you know.
Yeah.
I just got I just got this addiction to, I just want to buy as many vintage snare drums as I want. I don't have to think about anything. So you're going to buying stuff everywhere. Was a black taxi to get from A to B. It was, and that it was a relatively short period of time because all it took was for that first set of accounts to come around. And me thinking, what the hell are you doing? What on earth have you been doing? Yeah. And straight away, that's when I kind of snapped. I thought, you know.
Oh, that's good.
You're talking about work. It's nice what you're saying about the sort of the coronavirus thing and being more chilled. And I personally, I'm really missing the interaction.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It's not the work stuff. It's the human stuff that is missing. And it's the human element to the work. So we can do as many remote sessions as we like. Yeah, it's not the same.
It's your work, but it's the sense of how the human interaction just helps the work 100%. Happen in a much more creative, a much more interactive, a much more fulfilling way when it's like that. So someone on a little box and on the screen somewhere else, it's the same thing, but it's completely different. It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. My first session back after, the first lockdown was pretty, it's not like this one, which is a bit negotiable, but like the first one was, exactly. The first one was like, no one does anything,
Yeah.
And my first session back was in Abbey Road, actually. And I was in the booth, and first of all, the first thing that happened is they put the chart in front of me, and there was a whole orchestra. It was for Disney. There was a whole orchestra. It was in Abbey Road 1. And Ian Thomas, drummer, was next to me.
Ledge.
And basically, I was so out of practice at concentrating, it would become so chilled. I'd just been sitting on my balcony drinking coffee and looking at the sun for 3 months or whatever. And I watched the chart go by. I was just like, they counted the orchestra, and I just went, duh. I didn't play anything. So basically, I was so out of practice that I just watched. I've forgotten what sort of kind of speed everyone works at. And I just went bit of dribble. Like that. I didn't play a note, and I was in my own little booth. And the guy in the control box said, "We're everything all right on the guitar?" And I said, "Yeah, no, the tie line had come out or something. I made some terrible excuse." I was like, yeah, technical hitch or something. But actually, I was just going zoned out. Yeah, but speaking to what you were talking about with the human interaction, I remember after I got my brain in gear, it was all fine in the end. I got my brain in gear, and I'm watching Ian in the booth. I was like, I think I felt just a little bit emotional. Really, yeah. I was like, I could feel his energy. I was like, oh, this is brilliant. I miss this. Yeah. And I've done remote sessions, which Ian's been on. And I loads of great musicians, but it's not the same as having them there.
Exactly.
You're like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that's brilliant.
That story is just so funny, amazingly funny. Say hi to a couple of people. Hi to Mick. Hi to Doug. Sue. Great to see you. Who else have we got? I think I said hi to everyone else. Really, really cool. So what have we got now? We've got the next bit of fun. So this is the next pop quiz. This is about touring life. This is actually pretty funny. This is pretty funny. Here we go. Next pop quiz. There's another one, right? So you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
This one is the tour life pop quiz. Again, no hesitation. No hesitation. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, early lobby call when you're away. Are you a guy that packs the night before or the early morning dash?
I can give you what now?
Yeah.
I pack the night before.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Here's your choice. That you see too much hesitation. Right. Next choice. Right. Long haul flight. I want you to select your choice of passenger sat next to you. Do you go for the screaming baby, or the snoring adult? Which one?
Oh, snoring adult. Oh God, definitely. Yeah.
You know what? Since becoming a dad, I've got far more patience for screaming babies now. Because there's a reason they're screaming. They're not just screaming because I want to annoy you. Sat next to me, I'm going to scream. It's not.
Yeah, but it's the pitch, isn't it? The screaming baby. If I put my in-ears in and go, then there's a chance I could still hear or possibly smell the baby as well. Right? No one needs that. But a bit of snoring adult is done.
All right, cool. Okay, right. Okay, next one. Tour swag. Yeah. Tour swag. Are you the kind of guy that wears it out and about or only in bed?
Only in bed.
Cool, lovely. Okay. Right, the breakfast buffet's closing. What do you nab for the room? Do you go for the blueberry muffin or banana?
Blueberry muffin.
Good. Okay, right, last one. This is the first time, right, in an exotic location. You've been away touring, right? First time in an exotic location, you've only got enough cash left for one gift. So do you buy the anniversary gift or the kid's birthday gift?
Kid's birthday.
Oh, really? Okay. Really? I'll make sure I'm going to pipe this into the Goldsmith household just to make sure. Cool. Right. So we are done. Adam Goldsmith, thank you so much. It's been a great conversation. This is really, really cool.
Oh, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's nice. This is you're my social life. This is it.
This is brilliant. It was so good. So good talking to Adam. Really, really cool. Adam, thanks so much for doing that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Say hi to a few more people. Lorraine and Andy, I'm imagining. Wayne, Mr. Brockett, great to see you as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hopefully, I've been rattling through it today because Adam and I were chatting for absolutely ages. So I wanted to make sure I kind of got all the good bits. So you got a really good idea about what was going on with him. Anyway, so there's going to be someone very cool here next week. Someone really cool here next week. In the meantime, please visit my website. It is andrewsmall.net. Also, another shameless plug, you can get my last album, What Happens Now, on all of the usual platforms where you buy your music. You heard some of those tunes. My social media handle is Andrew Small Drums. That's on Facebook and on Instagram. And the whole show will be available to watch again later tonight once I've kind of done a few bits. On YouTube, please subscribe. That'd be really, really happening. And hopefully I will see you all again next week. Have a wonderful week, and thanks again for tuning in. Bye-bye.